Hello, my beautiful collective. My name is Calum. I'm an empath, a psychic, and an oracle of sorts. As you can see, we are outside again. It is finally warm enough for me to do a reading at the park, and I cannot express to you how enthralled I am to be here. It's just like the good old days. We're back out at the park. Um, I've been wanting to go and do readings at the park for a bit, but it's just been so cold that I couldn't muster it. I should have brought a bandana. I'm gonna have to readjust to being outside. I want to be outside as much as possible. This winter has been so brutal for me, especially recently. I've just been processing so much from my past. It feels like I've been reborn. And today being warm enough to enjoy being outside, not that I didn't enjoy it before, it just is so inspiring and makes me feel so one with the world, you know? And if I recall correctly, we have the bell. Yes, we do. All right, we're going to do a tarot reading for you today. If you have not joined me before, this is Full Mental Alchemy. And I'm a tarot card reader, a spiritual guide, a shaman on the path. And I just read some cards to help give you some context on your life. And I'm going to ring this bell to kind of clear the energy around us, get us off on even footing so that we are kind of at ground level. I'm going to ring it in 3, 2, 1. There's a little spider on my book. It's cute. Yeah, all right, we're going to start with a Wicca Oracle card, just to get us started. And as I pull cards, I ask that only beings of the highest authority deliver these messages so that my viewers can follow only the highest guidance and be in alignment with only their highest good. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of archangel energy, which isn't something I normally feel around the readings, but I've been feeling like archangels being very present. I don't know. We'll see what comes through. Maybe I'll pull some angel messages later. But for now, what's the main theme of this reading, Spirit? What does the viewer need to know at this time? The perfection of the circle. I feel like it's kind of giving Archangel Michael energy in this I feel like you're really not necessarily limiting access to you, but you're kind of setting up boundaries and you're really taking care of yourself, like really prioritizing yourself and knowing that nobody's able to influence your well-being outside of you. Like, you are the only person who has true influence over how you feel. I'm getting a really sweet energy from this, though. It's not like you're being ruthless in any way. It really feels like you're just nurturing yourself, and that's so beautiful. I especially noticed that with how she's pouring this seasoning into this cauldron. It's like you're meticulously concocting your world, and that is a gorgeous thing, and I love that for you. Let's read the oracle. The circle is the most perfect shape in nature. It is the temple that is renewed every time, a boundary between the world of humans and the realm of the powerful, a shield against all deceit and wickedness, a place of protection and guardian of our power. One enters the circle with love and trust to connect with the whole. It is the mouth of the cauldron to rebirth from which our soul emerges strong and renewed. You are safe. You do not have to fear adverse energies. Nothing can tarnish you or reach you unless you want it to. Your own space. You hold the sword. Here, a cauldron of infinite inspiration can boil. The key is in protection. The magic words are in love and trust. And the power is in a magic shield and the amplification of our forces. Oh my goodness. But that's kind of what I was just talking about in this, like, this era of, like, death and rebirth. It feels like you are really taking power into your own hands to claim, like, what is meant for you and what isn't. And you're kind of going through this with like a lot of grace. It almost feels like there could be outside influences that are trying to, like, rush you through this process, and you're kind of just like, this is my journey, and I'm doing my thing, and I don't need this, like, input to usher me forward, because you're just doing it, and I'm so proud of you. Spirit is so proud of you. All right, let's pull some tarot. Dive a little deeper. What does the viewer need to know at this time? The Lovers is on the bottom of the deck when I pulled it out. And I always shuffle these cards after I use them, so interesting. I'm getting, like, a sense of unity with yourself. This could be with another person. I don't know. I'm really getting this sense of, like, expanding in your own right without the need for anyone else. Oh my God, it feels so good to be at the park again. Literally, my heart fills with so much love being here. My favorite part of my summer last year was coming to the park and doing tarot readings. No, it was definitely my favorite. I was gonna say there were bits and moments that outshined it, but when I think of last year, I think of being outside doing tarot readings. I guess it wasn't really the summer, it was more like the fall when I started fully doing readings. No, I don't know. It was a mix. But God, it feels so good to be outside. I've missed it so much. It's been so cold and wet. No more. It's getting into the 60s this week, so expect more outside readings. I'm fucking pumped. All right. Tell me more about what this person's experiencing, Spirit. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, it really feels like you're preparing yourself for something. I think it's, again, that sense of, like, cultivating your world. This whole card is about, like, planting seeds, cultivating your garden. It's, like, very... what's the opposite of instant gratification? Like, delayed gratification. It's that sense of, like, waiting for what you want. By taking care of what needs to be taken care of now, so that you can, like, be better prepared for the things that you are desiring to come in. And you're doing that by processing your grief, the Five of Cups, like, really allowing your pain to be felt and allowing it space to be heard and understood. Not getting caught up in that pain, but just allowing yourself to feel that and allowing, like, really letting it go. I just saw something today that was like, you can't move on by trying to you can't move on from something by trying to forget it. You have to accept it. And that doesn't, because if you forget something, you forget the lesson as well. And the point of going through hard experiences is so that you learn something and that you can take your experience from that and do better in the future. This is very resonant to stuff that I'm dealing with right now, so I hope this is resonating for you. Tell me more. What's the advice here? The Sun. Literally, like, just align with your happiness. I truly think Spirit is just proud of you. This is there's such an energy of, like, we see what you're doing, and you're doing everything that you should be. You're doing great, sweetie. That's very much the vibes I'm getting. Is there anything else? Whoa. The Knight of Swords. Tell me more about the Knight of Swords. The King of Pentacles. And we have Justice, the Nine of Cups, and the Six of Wands. Let me know if you guys want me to take longer while showing you the cards, because I've realized recently that I kind of just, like, flash them and put them away. But I know that when I watch tarot readings, I like to see the cards, so let me know. But the Knight of Swords with the King of Pentacles, kind of an interesting energy. Because it feels like you might be, you have like I want to say goal in mind, but it's more like you have a position in mind that you're like working towards, some kind of, there's a squirrel coming out of a groundhog hole. Like low-key, with the Six of Wands and the Nine of Cups, it almost feels like you are emerging in a way. It's like emerging from a hermit period. Because you've been in this like sheltered, retreating energy for a while because you had a goal in mind and you knew that you had to do some like, you had to take care of your shit to get to a position that you wanted to be in. And now that you've cultivated this like sense of security, this sense of contentment, it's your justice to go and like fight for that role now, that position. And with the King of Pentacles, it makes me think it could be some kind of leadership role that maybe you might have passed up in the past, or it could be like, it could even just be like ownership of your life in a way. Like you are, no, I'm putting the glasses back on. I don't know, like showing people that you mean business, that you aren't one to back down. It's almost like there's some kind of, like, I'm not really seeing any outside influences, but it feels like there's people that might have doubted you, and now you're coming full force, full charge, and you're kind of like, I don't know, it's like standing on business, because you're like, I know what I'm fucking worth, and nobody can, especially with the Six of Wands, nobody can take this from me because I've done the work, more work than anyone else has to be in this position. And especially with justice, it's just confirmation that you've worked really hard to be who you are today. It might not even be a position. It might literally just be this respect that you have for yourself that you are now demanding from others when previously people might have like tried to discount you in some sort of way. I don't know. Tell me more, Spirit. What's this about? What is this position that we're talking about? I kind of want to switch decks. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. It's really bright. Yeah, there we go. I don't know if that actually looks any better. I can't really tell. I can't really see. It's very bright out. I tried recording a reading on like my good camera. I have a Canon T3i, and while it looked fantastic, for some reason my camera will only record like 10 minutes at a time. So for like a 40-minute reading, I ended up, I think it ended up cutting like 6 times or something, and I'm not the biggest fan of editing yet. I'm still figuring out like how to edit videos, and I didn't end up uploading the reading, even though the reading was very beautiful. There was a lot of positive energy around it. I should probably try to channel back into that, but I don't know. If anyone knows how to make a camera not cut out like every 5 minutes, that I would greatly appreciate the input, because I want to have pretty composition, but I don't want to deal with it, you know? We have the Ten of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the Four of Swords. Interesting. Tell me about this Queen of Cups. What's this about? The Sun. I mean, hold on. I'm going to read the Queen of Cups. Walk along the path of compassion, using your intuition, listening to yourself and those and to those who, like you, are following the ways of spirituality. You may be helped by a positive person with a strong feminine magnetism. The treasure is your serenity, emotional balance, and ability to express yourself artistically, avoiding the excess of overwhelming emotions, especially if you have a relationship with those who may not understand and appreciate these emotions. With the Four of Swords, I think that it's almost like this, having to like, I guess it's that reclamation energy of like claiming your sense of security, but this almost feels like, I don't know. I'm hearing like this is a whole nother level, because I think people, how do I describe this? Oh my goodness. Give me a couple more cards so I can better dive into this. With the Four of Swords, it feels like you're making other people evaluate the way they treated you. We have the Knight of Swords. And it's because you're like not afraid to communicate what needs to be communicated. The Ten of Cups with the Queen of Cups makes me think that you have this newfound sense of gratitude, or just like emotional fulfillment for where you stand, that now you're like, I don't know. It feels like people, like I was talking about this energy of like someone coming in and trying to like push your buttons or make you feel like you're not worthy of what it is you're chasing. And you're coming at them, and it's like, let's take a look at what you're feeling here. You're valid for thinking what you think, but also I know what I know about myself. What within you is making you want to attack me? And it's causing them to be like I'm just imagining, like, I don't know if you've seen Doctor Strange, but when the high, what's her name? The Ancient One, or whatever her name is. She like fucking pushes Stephen Strange's soul out of his body. It feels like you just did that to someone by being like, let's take a look at what is causing you to want to attack me so bad. And with the Four of Pentacles, it truly, like, you're just doing your thing, and nobody, yeah, the Queen of Pentacles. You're just content. You're just ready to pursue the things that you want to pursue without any shame, without guilt. Nobody has any influence over your life except you. That's beautiful. I'm so proud of you for this. Okay, now it's cold once the wind picks up as soon as I take my sweatshirt off. It might be a little bit of this, because the sun is like really beating down, but there's still like wind. That's very interesting. I want to pull a Citadel card, because the Queen of Cups also talked about somebody, like you working with someone with compassion. So this could be either someone coming in to provide you some sort of like security, or somebody coming in to just like be with you in some sort of way. Or you could even be doing that just to yourself. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's find out. It's currently day 3 of me quitting vaping. And it's day 4 now, actually. Yesterday was day 3. And it has been hard. If I had money, I would have a vape in my hand right now, but I don't. And I'm kind of grateful for that, because it's prevented me from going to the smoke shop and getting a vape. But fuck, dude. I have craved it so bad. And I'm grateful that I haven't had access to one. Because not really having an option makes it a lot easier to quit. But man, if I had money these first 3 days, I don't know if I would have made it. But you know, that's how circumstances end up working out. I'm kind of grateful for it, because I've so far quit vaping like 3 times now. And then, 6 to 8 months later, I find myself doing it again. We have the Aspirant, Ambition, Diligence, and Setbacks. This came out in reverse. I will display these cards for longer because these are the most beautiful cards ever to exist. Ever. There's like a bell going off. I don't think there's anywhere around here with a bell, so. We have the Alchemist, Balance, Invention, and Destruction. This also came out in reverse. It's again this energy of like taking matters into your own hands. It feels like you've known what you've needed to do for a long time, and you're finally done thinking about it. You're done going over the ifs, ands, or buts, and you're just doing it. You're just like moving forward. Like it almost feels like, I don't know. Let's read the card, but you know, the Aspirant. It's like the first card in the deck. The Great Hall is silent. The dimness of dusk settling in the corners. A beam of light pierces a single window, illuminating a figure knelt in meditation. The Aspirant, child of fate, vessel of expectations, carries a great weight on their shoulders. With everyone's eyes on them, failure is no option. Above all, the Aspirant craves greatness, but they're so focused on the finish line that they may not see the roadblocks waiting to trip them up. In reverse, this is an alternate future, one in which ambition and desire have turned it into boredom and a lack of focus. It is time to take a break and recharge without the pressure you put on yourself. Downtime can also be productive, giving your energy to return your goals. What? Hold on. To return to your goals once you've taken a breather. See, and it's interesting that this is the first card in the deck. Hold on, we're going to read The Alchemist, and then I'll go into what I'm thinking about that. Colored liquids and strange-smelling chemicals bubble from inside of glass apparatus. A creature watches you from inside of a bottle, blinking its single eye. And in the middle of the chaos sits the alchemist, surrounded by an infinity of notes. It takes genius to create, and the alchemist is the embodiment of invention. They understand the core principle of creation. Solve et coagula. Something must be destroyed in order to create anew. That place of safety must be burned down in order to rebuild from the ashes. The alchemist is not afraid to take drastic measures in order to achieve their goals. Here, the alchemist's genius is uncontrolled, throwing them into an unbalanced situation of stress and anxiety. Too much has been abandoned in the search for a fresh start. Rather than burning every bridge you have, reassess and accept a middle ground. That's very interesting. Like, these cards feel so contradicting to everything else that has come out. I'm going to pull some tarot to try to clarify this so we can better understand what this is trying to communicate. I saw the Hermit when I split the deck. The Moon. The Knight of Wands, and the Two of Wands. Huh. So maybe there's an aspect of yourself that has gone I want to say over-examined is how I'm going to phrase it. Well, not quite. Like, oh, this is complicated. This is a complex energy. I feel like, oh wow, there's such a duality here, which is very interesting because the moon came out. It's like there's both a part of you where you've spent a lot of time going inward and taking care of your inner world. You've really had to kind of reassess the whole situation. And that's given you new feet to stand on so that you can come forward and assert yourself in a more like sure, how do I say? I guess just confident way, like more certain of who you are. But at the same time, we don't want to just like give up that. It's like this matter of finding balance between taking what you've learned out into the world and also still maintaining that safety within. The Knight of Wands with the moon makes me think that there are aspects of yourself that are still they need more nurturing. The Knight of Wands gives me this energy of like an over, like really trying to like push yourself past your limit in a way. Like it like, okay, how do I contextualize this? It's like there's a specific, okay, let's just say there's two things, which I'm sure there's more, like you're a deep and complex soul, but we're just going to dumb it down to two things. One thing, let's say both of these things required a lot of nurturing. And one of them was like a really deep insecurity for a long time. Now, I get the sense that you've been working through that, learning to come to terms with that insecurity and like validate yourself in a way so that you don't, you're not like projecting your fears onto others or unconsciously hurting others because of that fear / insecurity. Now you might be taking what you've learned out into the world and sharing that new thing with people. But I think Spirit wants you to be mindful and think about sometimes it's beneficial to just not say anything at all. And that isn't to say like you should be ashamed of this insecurity. That completely goes like right against what we've been working through with this thing. I think the point that Spirit's trying to get across is integration. Understanding that sometimes the lesson needs to go unspoken and that you sometimes it's nice to just exist in the knowing that you learned the lesson and you don't need to while you do wear your heart on your sleeve, you don't need to, is kind of what I'm getting from this. It's like learning moderation with these aspects of yourself that might still be a little tender, a little sensitive. And the Two of Wands, I feel like, is indicating this need to like build a better, not like, I want to say plan better for the future, but it's more like see how you can tangibly apply these things without giving people it's like exposing your weak points, I guess. I don't know. That's a really like strange message. I've never gotten anything like that before. I want to understand more. We have the Page of Cups. That's a lot of cards. I'm good. Justice. Page of Cups, Justice, and the Ace of Wands. Okay, yeah, so what I'm getting is like with the Page of Cups, they're not saying to close yourself out all over again. Don't just like cut off the world and put up it's again this energy of finding balance with justice, especially. It's finding this true moderation and I'm getting Ace of Swords vibes from this, in that it's like knowing when to speak and when not to, because sometimes saying too much too soon can end up hurting people more than you intend to. Wow, this is a really, there's some complexity and nuance to this. Spirit wants you to practice finding that balance between having like a really open-hearted view of the world while also keeping that aspect of yourself safe from harm's way. But the Ace of Wands makes me think that there's also a way that you can apply this to your path ahead. I don't know, I'm getting kind of lost in this. There's a deeper message here that I'm trying to get across to you, but don't rush it. Have patience with yourself. It's mostly like this energy of being very excited about the things that you've learned, but sometimes you got to just let that knowledge marinate. I just realized the Five of Wands is on the bottom of the deck. And when cards are on the bottom of the deck, it usually feels like an overarching energy, like something encompassing it all. I'm going to pull 3 more cards and then expand on that, because I feel like there might be some aspect of turmoil, oh wow. We have the 3 of Pentacles and Death. And then the Tower. It came out in reverse, but I'm not taking reversals today. Wow. And then the Wheel is on the bottom of the deck. You know, and I think part of it might be, with the 3 of Pentacles, it's like you want to start some kind of new prospect. You want to work with someone in some sort of way. And Death being in like the challenge position makes me think that there's still more lying dormant that needs to be taken care of before you can like, I don't know. I don't like to, well, how do I get that across? Spirit's just asking you to be patient. And I know a lot of our messages recently have been like, have patience, have patience, have patience. I promise you it's all going to pay off. The Tower, though, I feel like is this need to to recognize that sometimes I mean, it's the same with that energy of the alchemist. Like, things have to be torn down in order to be built back up. And I'm actually noticing the way that all of the advice cards are kind of descending. We have the Two of Wands, then the Ace of Wands, and then the Tower. It almost feels like this desire to build, but in the action of like rushing that process, it causes, instead of starting anew, instead of actually moving forward, it ends up causing more of a regression than anything. So with Death in the challenge position to the Three of Pentacles, it's this need to understand that sometimes like transformation takes a long time, and you have to really be patient with yourself through this process. And to kind of like recap all of the energy, Spirit is saying, like, expressing how proud they are of you for the work that you have put in, for how much you have grown, for how much you have processed, the wounds that have been, like, you've truly been, like, taken care of. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's understand that, like, sometimes there's more lessons to learn, and we're never done growing. So let's like take the win, celebrate that, and continue to just like nurture ourselves. Let's like keep up this practice of just taking care of your inner world. So as more wounds show up, as you realize the things that need to be taken care of down the road, you're not in a position where you're like left vulnerable, getting kind of like blindsided by more pain or more lessons that need to take place. And instead you're like preemptively taking care of it. You already have these routines in place where you are able to nurture these wounds as they come in, and you're not caught off guard. Or even if you are, you're better prepared to handle that, and it's not like an ambush. But I get a really good vibe from this Three of Pentacles. It makes me think that you are like steadily on the right track, and that the goal that you have in mind, this vision that you've had, that like King of Pentacles energy from the beginning, this position that you've been securing over time, you're still on the right track for that. But like you have to understand, you still have your whole life ahead of you. And this moment in time where you want to seize the opportunity, you might end up tripping over yourself and like not ruining your chances, but making it harder to get there in the long run. It's better we take the time now, take care of everything that needs to be taken care of at a snail's pace, so that we have all of the experience we need under our belt. The wheel tells me that the wheel is always moving, that everything is slowly turning in your favor, and you need to just trust the process. Have patience. I know how frustrating it is to hear that over and over and over again. Believe me, I feel it. I feel your frustration, but it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Have some pride with yourself. Truly pat yourself on the back for the work that you have done. Know that this journey is only beginning. You are at the beginning of it all. This is only the start of the story. It's going to be, you're going to look back at this in time and just have so much gratitude for how strong you were in this moment now. Whew. It took me a minute to like really process that energy. It was a little intense, a little... Yeah. I just saw the Ace of Pentacles when I split the deck. That tells me that in time, you are going to have this opportunity present itself. But let's not jump the gun. Your justice isn't going anywhere. The work you've done isn't going anywhere. And the lessons aren't going anywhere either. That's why you have to be prepared to take them on. All right, let's just get some final messages to close this out. Some final advice for you. The Hanged Man. This need to shift your perspective. The Hanged Man speaks of how the whole world may feel upside down, but if you flip the perspective, you realize that everything else is upside down, and it's you that is right side up. We have the Two of Pentacles. Again, that energy of moderation. You know, and with the Two of Pentacles coming after the Hanged Man, I feel like it's this need to have a balance over the two perspectives and understand that it's like understanding that perspectives outside of yourself are not wrong, they're just different. And that other people's view on a situation are not wrong, they're just different. And your perspective is not wrong, it's just different. And there's a beauty in that. It almost feels like you could be approaching situations from this really like opposition mindset. Like, because your views are different, I feel threatened and I need to like hyper defend myself. And Spirit's like, hold on, you're getting a little hasty here. Like, you need to understand that like, it's okay. Like, it's okay to have differing views than another person. In the Six of Wands, it's like rising above the difference in opinions. It's just finding peace with all the factors at play. And you know, on the Two of Pentacles, their face is so... They have such like it truly feels like they're just taking a deep breath. They're like, I'm okay with juggling these two different options. You know, we're gonna pull some other oracle cards just to like close things out. Where are the... There we are. I'm gonna pull some Moonology cards, and then we'll do angel messages, and then I will send you on your way. I'm being reminded of a reading I did months ago. I can't remember what it's called. And I'll link it below, because maybe there's some energy from it that's coming up right now. But a quote that came from that reading that it just popped up in my mind is, "Don't leave town on a rocking horse." And I'm not sure what that has to do with what we're talking about today, but I feel like it wouldn't come to mind for no reason. That was literally like 4 months ago. Don't leave town on a rocking horse. Why is that coming up? That's such a funny quote to me, because I got that from Hive Mind on YouTube. They're like, they were making up quotes that sound old-timey but were like made up on the spot. It's like something that, and like I don't know, that quote is like, don't say you're gonna do something and then not do it. It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. I think there might be some aspect of your life where, well, hold on. I'll let the energy speak. Your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. Yeah, again, I think there's this need to find a balance between, adjustments are required. Third quarter moon. I think there might still be some aspects, some fears that are overtaking the steps that you want to take, and your dreams need a practical plan. You need to really find words, please. Oh my gosh. Train of thought. Don't leave. Don't leave. Come back. You know, and I think that speaks to it. We have nothing yet is set in stone, the mutable moon. But I feel like that's kind of the energy, is knowing that sometimes things come and go, and you have to find peace with that, and trust that it will come back when its purpose is ready to be seen. Integration takes a long time. And the biggest thing is making sure that you're not being too hard on yourself for these things having to take time, because it's just human. That's just how the world works, is we have to be so fucking patient. We have to really just like let time take its course, and it'll all make sense. In the meantime, like we saw with the Two of Wands earlier, just think of the things that you want to do. Make a plan of how you can, I don't know, like I always say, like think of some small actionable steps that you can take to work towards your dreams. Are the habits that are my daily habits going to contribute to my end goal? And if they aren't, that's okay. It's just a matter of starting to like, what's the word? Impose some small rituals that can help you get there. Again, it's that energy of being prepared for when these lessons come back around. Because I feel like there may be some kind of like inspired action that you're going to have come in, that you're going to want to take. And the only way that you can be ready for it is by kind of molding your world around for when this action is ready to be taken. I hope that makes sense. You know, and it's so funny, the mutable moon card fell off the deck, and right below it is "You are good enough," full moon in Virgo. I again, like, release negativity. Emotions are running high, supermoon. You need to really pour into yourself and let it be known that despite, like, you having to be patient with yourself is not a sign of weakness, nor is it a sign that you are failing. It's a sign that you are willing to take the time to do things right. And it's really important that we take care of ourselves and like help build, like we build up our confidence before we need to have it, so that when we do need to have it, it's there. Again, it's just this energy, like this message keeps coming through over and over and over. It's like preparing yourself for the time before you have it. Feeling the way you want to feel before you have the things that you want. If you want to be in love, you have to visualize that. Not necessarily like specific circumstances. It's just like building that feeling within yourself, making yourself feel like the love you want to have. And if you want a certain job, it's like knowing how you would like to feel once you have that job, because the job itself won't change anything. It's all about your mindset. So let's act as if we have these things already before they come in, so that when they do come in, you're able to handle that better than anyone else could, because you've been preparing for this moment your whole life. And you have been. All right? Let's get some angel messages to close it out. Some messages for you to lead or live your lives by. That's also stolen from Hive Mind. Yvonne, you have a bond with animals. Your pets on earth and in heaven are watched over by angels. We have Celeste. A happy move to a new home or place of employment is in the works. This movement will usher in positive new energy. These honestly, that feels like confirmation of everything we were just talking about, that these things are going to come in time. You have to trust that. And we just have to be ready for it before it gets here. Act as if you have it before it arrives. Bridget, caution is warranted. Look deeper into this situation before proceeding further. And again, that's exactly what I was just saying. Be patient with it. Know that, like, if things aren't moving exactly how you want, it's because something better is on the way, and that there's more like a redirection taking place. Know that things aren't going exactly as you want because there's a larger plan here that you can't see. We have Ariel. New psychic and spiritual experiences are changing the way you view the world and yourself. Allow your spiritual gifts to open through study, prayer, and meditation. Bethany, when you take excellent care of yourself, everybody benefits. Give yourself a relaxing treat today, such as a massage, a sea salt bath, or pedicure. I don't even really need to say anything. Like, they say it all. And then Ray. Yoga and exercise are essential to your well-being, peace of mind, and spiritual growth right now. Take care of yourself. I think you've been working way too hard. And you might not even feel that way. I get the sense that you have like really high expectations of yourself, and you really want to just like push yourself to the brink. And Spirit's like, we've done enough of that. Like you have earned the right to treat yourself with ease and comfort, and you've earned the right to just be happy. There's nothing else that you need to do to earn your happiness. You are lovable in your own right, and you don't need to like prove that to anyone. Isn't that the lesson we've been trying to learn this whole time, is that you don't have to prove yourself to anyone to feel good enough for yourself. You are good enough. Zana, you are protected from all types of harm. The worst is now behind you, and I ask you to relax and feel safe. Extra emphasizing that message. I was going to done, and then I just kept pulling cards, so. We've got two more. We have Athena. It is safe for you to be powerful. You know how to be powerful in a loving way that benefits others as well as yourself. That's kind of that Queen of Cups energy we were getting earlier. And then Crystal. Have faith and hope, because there is something positive and new on the horizon that you can't yet see. That's exactly what I was just saying as well. That's exactly what I was just saying. There's a larger plan at play that you just aren't fully aware of. It's not redirection. It's not rejection. Or it is redirection, sorry. You're being moved in a direction that is more in alignment with what you want out of your life. So let's just enjoy the process, have gratitude for where we are, what we've learned so far, and take care of ourselves. And I'm going to say that that's all that we need to hear at this time. I love you. This has been Full Mental Alchemy. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so by reaching out on Instagram at Full Mental Alchemy with an underscore before and after. I would also strongly advise you go listen to my music, because I would appreciate it. I just released an EP and a new song a couple weeks ago, and that would mean the world to me. I want to thank you for sharing this moment in time with me, and I hope you have a wonderful day, morning, or night. And I will see you next time. Yeah, I love you so much. I don't know where my thing is. There it is. Bye.